What's up, nail geeks? It's been a hot minute since I've had any type of content on this channel. I have not forgotten about you guys. I've been busy baking up the bun in the oven, so to speak. Just due dates right around the corner. I do so miss swatching. In the meantime, I have just a little bit of sponsored and or PR that I have been working on just here and there as I can handle it. So today I'm just going to pop in real quick with Ethereal Lacquer's Persephone collection. This set will drop tomorrow, so let's dive right into the swatches. First up is Goddess. This is described as a cinnamon tinted base with glowing gold to green shimmer and micro holographic flakes. So this entire set is very different in that there's a little bit of everything for someone, essentially. I'm a little rusty on my wording, if you will, but there's shimmers, there's flakes, and we've also got some standard straight up cream sort of colors too. And Goddess is what I would classify more into that shimmer sort of category. We've got this strong coppery sort of appearance. At angles, this one does have an easy shift over to green, and those micro holographic flakes give this a very scattered sort of holographic effect. Now, this does have a somewhat lighter formula to it. It builds very quickly though, so even though, again, like I just can't stop breaking this middle nail here in the lab. I do have another repair on this one and a falsie made with builder gel, but even still it required 3 coats for what I felt like was that nice plump opacity I'm always going for. And speaking of creamy sort of finishes, next up is Minthe. This is a stone base with mint undertones that dries in a soft matte finish. Now this is one of those polishes that has what I consider a very strong milky sort of finish to it. Even though on my middle nail here, again, it's broken, but it's not going to give you a really good idea of just what a prominent free edge is going to look like with it. So please note on my full hand shot here in just a moment, I think that'll give you a better idea. It is milky, it is soft, so you will see a visible nail line with this one. But overall, I think this is a really interesting sort of color. I definitely get that nice soft sort of green undertone with this one, and it does have that natural semi-soft matte finish to it. And next up is Hades. This is a soft, cool denim blue with red to gold to green shifting shimmer. So the shimmer in this one is quite strong, really in your face. I do adore straight up shimmer finishes. They're very pretty. This has a very creamy formula to it in my opinion. I think 2 to 3 coats is going to be perfect for this one. Now, I personally stopped at 2 coats as I went in just a touch light on my first coat, and then once I got the hang of the formula, I felt comfortable going in just a bit heavier handed on the second coat. So definitely going to depend on how you apply. If you go in for thinner coats, then definitely I think 3 coats is going to be perfect. Otherwise, if you favor that 2-coater sort of appearance, then I would suggest going in light, then medium to normal. And next up is 6 Seeds. This is described as a deepened berry base with cool undertones and pink orange to gold shifting flakes. This was a surprise love for me. I'm typically not a big purple fan, as those of you who have been watching my videos for quite some time know that I'm picky with purples and I don't typically gravitate towards them. It's just not my color, but this is so, so pretty. Now, I want to really point out that this is chock full of flakes, and because of that, it's got a very much heavier sort of feel on application. So it does require, in my opinion, just a touch of patience because you don't want to get any sort of dragging. I think the second coat here is going to give you guys a good idea of that heaviness that I'm talking about. But just go in light and gentle with it and you'll be good to go, and then cap off that free edge really well to prevent any sort of unevenness, and then go in with a glossy top coat. Now this one, again, heavier sort of formula, lots of flakes means I would also suggest going in with a glitter smoothing top coat with this one too. And next is Asphodel. This is described as a soft mocha base full of holographic flakes. Now, this is another surprise one for me. I was not expecting to fall in love with this one as much as I did. It's very much what I consider a true neutral. I think on any skin tone it's going to pop as a neutral, and it's going to still flatter you really well. I definitely appreciated how easy this one is to build up to opacity. It's got a very strong creamy feel on application. I think 2 coats is going to be perfect for most, unless of course you're rocking longer nails. You may want to go in for that 3rd coat. This one dries down just a touch on the thirstier side, not so much textured. Again, these are tiny little flakes in here, but finish off with a good glossy top coat to get this one to pop so well. I think this is gonna make a perfect wedding shade. And next is Underworld. This is described as a bright poppy red with neutral undertones. Now, red, those of you who have, again, been subbed to this channel for quite some time, I've always said reds are very tricky for me to swatch. It's just my lighting setup. I typically photograph them entirely too warm, and that's the case of this one as well. So please note, in terms of color accuracy, refer to the video as opposed to my actual swatch pictures, because it does look very hot on my pictures, but the video is more indicative. This has what I consider more of a crelly sort of base to it. I think 2 to 3 coats is perfect. And when you finish off with a glossy top coat, it gives you that beautiful, juicy appearance. And next up is Narcissus. This is a very soft pink lavender with pink to orange shimmer and hollow flakes. Another really pretty shimmery sort of shade, what I would consider more of the softer version, if you will, of that first one, Goddess. This does have that nice ethereal, pun intended, base color to it. It's very much a soft lavender, almost with a bit of a pinky undertone to it, but in my opinion, I think that's the shimmer playing up against it really well. It has more of a cooler sort of undertone to the base, and the shimmer has that nice warm type of undertone. At angles, this one also shifts very easily over to orange, and it is just a touch thirsty because of all of those flakes in here. So again, finish with a good glossy top coat and you'll be good to go. And last but not least, I saved my favorite for last. This is Styx and is described as a bright marine blue full of holographic flakes. Stunning. I actually got quite a bit of this on my cuticles when I was swatching because this chick is rusty, but I was pleasantly surprised that when I was cleaning up my cuticles and I was trying to make my clean up lines look nice and tight with my cleanup brush, I found that I had no staining with this one, and I didn't have any staining on my latex barrier or on my builder gel here on my middle nails. Even though it's very pigmented, it was wonderful and I had no staining. That is my own personal experience, but I had no staining with it, and finishing with a glossy top coat, so stinking pretty. Now, this release is going to include also mystery bags as well. If you guys have not participated in Ethereal's launches and her mystery bags, they are super fun. There's always some absolute stunners in the mystery bags. I myself am guilty of constantly ordering them as well. So these will drop, including the mystery bags, tomorrow, Friday, February 4th at 8 p.m. Central Time. I will link Ethereal Lacquer below for you guys. And I'll also link you guys to the Facebook group. I strongly encourage you guys to get in there because in terms of like mystery bags or anything like that, there's always spoiler posts. So if you want to see what other people are getting and whatnot in the different mystery bag categories, that's always super fun to follow too. I'll have all this information broken down below for you guys. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Your girl is probably going to be back. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for sticking around.